So hi guys, welcome back to today's video. So today's topic will be about how to accumulate and get your first pot of gold. So does anyone think that it's hard to accumulate their first pot of gold? So personally, at least I think it is, because due to high inflation nowadays, prices of goods are rising at a tremendous rate, and things are getting more and more expensive, whereas our income is not growing at the same pace and keeping up with inflation. So it's even more important to grasp the important techniques and mindset on how to save and invest in order to reach your goals and attain the financial freedom that you have been looking for. So it's the same for time management, whereby if you spend more time at work, you spend more time lazing around watching YouTube, there's naturally less free time for you to do more other productive things that you have been planning to do. Which is why it's also important to manage time effectively, which I'll be talking about in future videos. So back to today's topic, like I said, we have to be efficient in managing and saving our money and investments. So I will talk about how to manage your wealth and be able to accumulate your first pot of gold that will make it more realistic and manageable for everyone to do. So my method of discussing this might be a little different from others, so I hope that you all will be able to stay tuned to the end of the video. So the first step and the first thing that I want to tell you all is that the most important thing is have a plan on how much does your first pot of gold going to be. So research in Malaysia has shown that most people, when they think of the term first pot of gold, they set their goal as having 100,000 in 4 years time. So let's break that down. So imagine that that's your goal as well. That will mean that on average you have to save 1,700 per month and have a 10% rate of return every year over the 4 years period, which I'm certain that not a lot of people can do that, because not only is that a high monthly amount that you have to take out from the income, it's also a rather high rate of return that most people might not be able to if they're not proficient in investing. So, which is why I want to talk about this most important topic, which is the amount of your first pot of gold. So everyone should have their own targets based on their own financial situations and not follow other people's target, because everyone have different financial commitments, they're born in different family backgrounds, they have different financial needs, and some people have to support their family whereas others don't. So don't compare with others. A formula that I recommend for everyone that everyone can use and it works better is by looking at your current financial situation and putting time factor to it. So for example, the method that I would recommend is you take your income and multiply that by 15. So for example, if you earn 3,000 ringgit a month, that multiplied by 15 will be 45,000. So that will be your target as your first pot of gold. So when you have this amount as your target, it gives you a more realistic target. It's still difficult, you still have to work hard to save towards it, but at least it's manageable, and deep down you know that if you consistently save up, you will eventually get there. Instead of having, let's say, 100,000, 200,000, or even up to 1 million as your first pot of gold, most people will probably give up not even halfway down the road because the target is just too far away and it don't seem like they're getting nearer to the target. So, of course, this formula is not foolproof and it's not the best for everyone. I know some people might still say that, hey, my income multiplied by 15 is still a lot. I don't think that's ever going to be manageable for me. So the other alternative that I have is you can multiply your savings that you have, multiply that by 15. So for example, let's say your income is 3,000 ringgit, but after you deduct the necessary expenses like rent, utilities, insurance, food and drinks, and let's say you're left with 1,000 ringgit. So you take that 1,000 ringgit, multiply by 15, which is 15,000, that will be your target as your first pot of gold. So the next thing that I want to talk about is being patient. So I'm sure a lot of people want to grow their money fast, their wealth fast, and be able to see instant results. But in life, things are not going to be that easy. Instead, you have to maximize the effect of compounding, which once again, I'm sure everyone has been bored of hearing it by now. But that is the most important topic in financial literacy, because everyone has to understand that personal wealth will grow a lot slower and it's not going to be as fast as you always think. However, due to compounding interest, your personal wealth will grow a lot faster down the road and it doesn't grow linearly, which is why it brings back to this main point where you have to be more patient, especially if you're earning less and especially if you have less income. So everything starts small and one step at a time. So don't give up just because you feel like things are progressing so slowly. It doesn't look like there's much growth at all. My incomes and savings stays the same, because you have to realize that attaining a short-term goal that you want fast is unattainable and unrealistic. because it will just make you give up easily or end up saying that might as well I spend my money on things I like because my savings are not going anywhere. Or some people on the other extreme will end up being too greedy and they fall for scams and tricks and schemes outside that tell you to get rich quick. So essentially you have to understand that there's no get rich quick scheme, because if there is such a scheme, I'm sure the person telling you about it would be spending his time and money on earning that get rich quick instead of sharing it with you and then trying to teach it to you, and more people will try and snatch his get rich quick scheme. So on a side note, it's important to also understand that the power of compounding works on your own personal life as well. So what I mean is that, let's say you just graduated and you just entered the workforce. In the first 3 to 5 years, everyone might be the same. You might be the same as your peers. Nobody is exceptionally standing out. But over time, the changes and the disparities between you and your peers will start to appear due to the power of compounding. So if you do not build up good habits and do not have a strong mindset, eventually down the road, you'll realize that your peers are standing out more than you, and you are unable to achieve the goals that you wanted, whereas your friends are able to. So similarly, I will also have a future video to talk about how to build up good habits and having a strong mindset for you to be able to grow and reach whatever goals you have in your life. So next, the third thing that I want to talk about is, what do you do when you finally get your first pot of gold? So a lot of people work their ass off trying to save money, and eventually when they get their first pot of gold, they're clueless as to what to do about it. So do I go and spend it? Do I go and start a business? Of course, when you have this first pot of gold, not only do you continue to save and invest, but you also can choose to go and do things you like and you're passionate about. So for example, let's say in the previous example, you have managed to save up 15 months of savings. That is equivalent to 15 months of your income. That will mean that in the unfortunate circumstance that you do not get any income for the next few months, you will still be able to survive and sustain your own expenses. So of course, please take note that I'm not recommending or telling everyone to immediately resign or quit their job when they get their first pot of gold, but it's about the concept of having the option and the opportunity and having the liberty to choose what you want to do and choose to spend time on things that you like and you're passionate about and make you a happier person. I will also talk about future videos of this concept of active income, passive income, and investing income, so that people know that which sector of income should they grow in order to be able to achieve the financial targets that they have. So for example, let's say you like music and you have always been passionate about singing, making music videos, but when you started off working, you do not have the income and the liberty to choose. So now let's say you have that first pot of gold, you can go and choose a job that, despite paying you less, but you have more free time to do things you're passionate about. Then you can build your second source of income from there, because you have less financial burden and you don't feel pressured by the need to earn income to be able to support your financial expenses, because you already have your first pot of gold. So that way you'll be happier and more relaxed in doing something you're passionate about and building your second income from there. So the conclusion for today's video is, set clear and realistic goals, which based on the formula that I recommend is 15 times of your monthly income. The next conclusion that I want to make is, be patient and leverage on compounding interest. So I always believe investments and the road to financial freedom is about the direction and not about the speed. So don't compare with other people and focus on attaining your own goals based on your own financial situation. Lastly, focus on realistic returns and don't be greedy. Just because your peers are doing better than you, don't try to be greedy and invest into things that you don't know, or invest into things that you are clueless about and everyone just telling you that it's earning more money. That way you are able to invest in yourself safely and grow your income in years to come. At the end of the day, I would like to say that it doesn't matter which stage of your life you are in. If you just started off investing, started off saving money, you will definitely have a smaller capital which will feel like it's growing at the pace of a snail. But when you make a significant breakthrough, you'll realize that the rate of return compared to your capital will be a lot faster and it changes drastically. The foundation of everything is having these right mindsets to be able to bring you far in life, and don't forget that the key to success at the end of the day is your own mindset. So I wish everyone luck in being able to accumulate their first pot of gold, second pot of gold, and many more to come in the years to come by. So if you like this video, please leave a like and subscribe to our channel, and do leave a comment down below for any upcoming topics that you wish for me to talk about. So with that being said, we have come to the end of the video. We will see you in the next video. Bye bye.